the spiritual shape and the religious logic of white privilege, of, say, the college activists who've been, over the past decade, commanding students to check their privilege. The auto da fe, the self-abnegation with which activists confess their own interior guilt, suggests that the current use of the idea of white privilege has more to do with a religious impulse than it does with the realities of economic or social formation. The path to escaping racial consciousness really does run through increasing racial consciousness, if the idea works the way the idea of original sin does. All have sinned, writes St. Paul in the 5th chapter of his letter to the Christians in Rome, even those who have not sinned after the similitude of Adam's transgression. And so too, we are all guilty of racism, even those who have never harbored an explicitly racist thought, or said an explicitly racist word, or performed an explicitly racist deed. We have to get away from this idea that there is one sort of racism and it wears a Ku Klux Klan hood, as a Berkeley law professor explained. There are many other forms of racism. There are racisms, plural, under which we all suffer. And just as for Paul in Romans, the law entered that the offense might abound, so our awareness of our own racism massively increases when we realize that we are utterly formed as racists. And just as for Paul, where sin abounded, grace did much more abound, so it is only from this overwhelming awareness of racism that we can hope to escape racism.